Hey there. One book can change everything. Discover revelations that spark courage, ignite dreams, and remind you who you truly are. From timeless classics to bold new voices, find your next inspiration in every page of Dr. Segun Olugbemi's books, such as Lessons from 30 Years of Marriage. Marriage is much more than a social contract. It is an institution established by God Himself. The man was never created to live in isolation, independent, alone, or all self-sufficient by himself. For two are better than one because they have a better reward for their labor. Red flags. Deception turns rulers into subjects and makes the wise foolish. It is the reason behind every failure, loss, pain, or regret. The life coach. The lessons we learn in life are: precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little, there a little. Wisdom is loaded in all of creation. Therefore, the responsibility of discovery is on you. Defeating the mother frog syndrome. Mother frog syndrome is symptomatic of a lifestyle that is comfortable with whatever life throws at it. A man with great dreams who is unwilling to do anything about it. It is a reactionary life rather than an active one. A life that responds rather than initiates. Without conquest, there can be no victory. Without reaching, there is no getting. This is an apt description of what today's church looks like. This book teaches you how to kill these lethargic and apathetic lives. Mercy Extended. The vision that has led to this timely exposition on the rising new Church of Jesus Christ is clearly detailed in this book. It distinguishes between the Solomon Church and the Davidic Church, the significance of the donkey upon which no man ever sat on the occasion of the triumphant entry, vis-a-vis the present-day reformers in the rising church who have an understanding that Jesus Christ is either Lord of all or not at all. Prophetic confrontation. Prophecies are divine and accurate foretelling of the future to an individual, group, or nation by God. However, the recipient of prophecy has a key role to play in seeing it come to pass as foretold and benefiting from it, since most prophecies are conditions. Silent years. The silent years are the years we spend without being noticed. They are years of thorough preparation of a vessel by the Master Himself for His unique use. In this jet age of fast food, fast information, online church, online Bibles, and fast Christianity, many Christians, leaders inclusive, do not see the need to truly wait on God as in the days of Elijah. Obadiah Commission. There is a reason the word independence is not used in any translation of the Bible. One of the reasons is that God never meant for us to independent of Him or one another. We are to be dependent on God and interdependent on one another. Lessons from the Patriarchs, Volume 1 and 2. Every information in the Bible has a message for us. We sure can learn from the names, places, numbers, people, principles, and instructions therein. You can order all these books and more on Amazon or call +2 34805 116 6211.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us wherever you're watching from. Thank you for joining the TLC. Segun Olugbemi is your host. Today, I want to share something with you. They're just some little tips. And this program is designed to coach you about life, just little things that you can do to improve yourself. The older I get, the more I'm realizing that the much I can offer this world is going to be determined by how much I'm able to work on myself. Self is not at the center of it, or self is at the center of it. In other words, putting self where it truly belongs. That is, if it belongs to the place of service, belongs to the place of serving God and humanity, then how do I present this self? How do I work on this self? How do I improve this self to make him as valuable as he ought to be? And then not to rule or ruin me. Because self can rule you and can ruin you. There's a difference between self-enlightened interest and selfishness, I always say. Self-enlightened interest will know when to put self first, whereby you preserve yourself, your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, and your family and all that. Prioritize them over, trying to satisfy everyone and everything else. But at the same time, it becomes selfishness when you live so much to yourself, leaving yourself, and you are all to yourself, and you become the center of your universe, whereby you don't think there's any reason to even consider someone else. I used to say this to my staff, I say this to my children, raising them up. I say, you are too small to be the reason for you. There was a problem on earth for which God designed you to fix. There was a vacuum that He designed you to fit into. There were questions that He designed you to answer. There were problems He designed you to solve. There are questions He designed you to answer. And if you are no longer going to be available to take care of these things, then we don't need you here. Thank you for coming. It's been nice seeing you so far. You can move. And then when you leave, we say, here lies the grave of a man who came, lived to himself, and is gone. When you will write your epitaph, we say, here comes a guy who lived for 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, and he knew nothing but himself. He's at the center of his own universe. So, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Self is supposed to be worked on. Self is supposed to be improved on until it comes to a point where self can become valuable. So let me quickly give you some tips. These are some tips that I use for daily improvement. If you knew me before, you likely have known some things about me that you say, this guy is not good, or this guy is so good. But you need to come back to see me today, and you will know that I'm better than I used to be. I haven't arrived, but I've left. So that's all I'm only sharing tips with you that has helped me, tips that have helped me to make the progress that I'm making on my journey into a better person, a better version of me, on my journey into leading myself and leading others. Number one, conviction and comfort don't live in the same block. Conviction drives you, while comfort holds you back. No growth ever takes place in your comfort zone. Every growth, look at the babies we carry, that these are mothers carrying their womb. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's out of comfort zone. You may have enjoyed the comfort of, making the baby at the beginning. As soon as the baby registers and say, I'm here, the 9th month. In fact, medically, pregnancy is called a disease. A disease, something that takes away ease. That's what we call a disease. Something that takes your comfort away, your ease. So no one grows out, they're in comfort zone. It's always in your ease, in your ease moment or comfort zone. It's always in the difficult times. It's under your conviction. It's in passion. It's what drives you. Comfort zone can be the greatest enemy of your future, of your vision, of your conviction. So understand that your conviction is what drives you. Comfort holds you back. So sometimes when you are does that mean you should not be comfortable? Does that mean you should not create comfort? Of course you need to. Why do we like to go, or why do we encourage people to go on vacation? Go and relax. All work without play will crash your health, will crash your physical, mental health, will crash your finance, will crash everything about you. But friends, I'm trying to say something. Don't be too comfortable in your zones and in your comfort zone, and that you are unable to dare something new. Number two, don't ever allow your circumstances to define you. Your circumstances are created in time, but you are eternal in your spirit. Circumstances can change with time and strategies. Okay? So don't limit yourself to your current challenges. You are not what you did. You may have behaved foolishly. You are not a foolish man. You are a man who behaved foolishly. You are not a foolish man. And you can get out of your foolishness. Do you understand what I'm saying? You missed it today doesn't mean you will forever miss it. A person who truly cares about you will not define you by your lowest moment. Because we always have, every chef has a bad day. One of my daughters living with us, She came to me some years ago as I was training her, and I said, Daddy, I'm not happy. And I said, why? He said, every time you get into the kitchen and you cook for us, he said, it's so perfect. The seasoning, the salt, the taste, the spices, everything is just, and you get it every time. But as for me, I get it once in a while. So I want to come to the point where I can get it every time like you. And I said, Daddy also learned over many years. I said to her, there was a time where the times I missed it were more than the times I got it. He said, well, you get it every time now. And I said, now you're getting it sometime. Don't worry. Keep learning. I will continue to support you. You're going to get to a point where you get it more times than you miss it. And then today she's getting it more than she misses it. You understand that? Don't limit yourself to your challenges. Don't limit yourself to your current challenges or your problems. You're better than you think you really are. You know your tea bags, they don't come out of those bags until you put them in hot water. It's the hot water that brings out the best of those tea. Pressure is good. I'm going to talk about that maybe in another series. I think maybe in the next series or so. I will talk to you about positive pressure. Pressure can be good. Don't worry. You are not okay now, you'll be okay next time. Change your strategies. Talk to somebody. Talk to coaches. Talk to life coach. Talk to, advice. Reach out to our numbers. Reach out to our contact. Let's help you. Re-strategize. But don't limit yourself to your current challenge because you are better than that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Number 3, always give yourself a second chance. Even up to 1,000 chances if needed. Most times we are harder on ourselves than we are on others. While it is good to hold yourself accountable, just remember that you are not infallible. Fail forward by learning from your mistakes and move on. How many times have you given your children opportunities to make it again? How many times have you told your friend, I don't like what you did, but you take it again? One of my daughters many years ago, she said to me, Daddy, I think since you told us, you've been preaching to us that God is love, He's not going to judge us, but the laws of nature that governs it will judge you. Those laws will have their consequences. There is effect to the bad things you do. But God has forgiven us through Christ, so He's not punishing you today. But if you don't obey these instructions, they will come to bite you. Those are the things punishing you. If that's the case, that means I can do anything I like, and I will be okay. And since I know God will forgive me, I say, go ahead. But you will soon know that life doesn't operate that way. I said, oh, baby girl, let me ask you a question. Daddy loves you, right? He said, yes. You did something to me last week and I was not happy with you. You said, yes. I said, what did I say to you? You said, what did you promise me? You said, I won't do it again. And what did I say to you? I said, it's okay. Don't do that again. Now, because I forgave you, and today I'm giving you money, I'm giving you all this. Do you say, just because I forgive you, you want to do it again? I said, no, Daddy, I don't like to see you unhappy. I said, the day you love God to the point where you don't want to make Him unhappy, you will not do it. Learn from your mistakes and move on. God doesn't frown at you, and a good leader will not frown at your mistakes as much as they frown at you remaining under that mistake. I tell people around me every day, the children in the house, my staff, everywhere, I say, I have no problem with you making mistakes every day, but just make a new one. Make a new mistake. Because if you continue to repeat the mistake, you are telling me that I'm stupid. You are telling me that you don't want to change. You are telling me you are incapable of changing. You are telling me that we don't know what we are demanding from you. So you are free to make mistakes, but make new ones. Do you understand me? Number 4, persistence is important. Learn the principle that I call stick-to-itiveness. Don't look at the dictionary, you will never find it. Stick to it. So I just call it stick-to-itiveness. We get better at what we practice. Practice does not make perfect. It makes improvement. Do you understand? Practice will not make you perfect. It will improve you. It will increase you. It will help you to be better. But not necessarily that you'll be perfect at anything. Continue, because there are things you will never perfect until you are confronted by challenges that will create opportunity to showcase all that you have learned, and it will now become the perfect storm that is producing the better version of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Persistence is important. So learn this principle. Stick-to-itiveness. Stick to it. Don't give up. Many years ago, I learned to play the keyboard, and my teacher would come, was a member of our church, he would teach me, music teacher, I kept teaching, and I was learning. I learned to the point where I could have the broken chords, arpeggio, and all that stuff, and my left hand was actually faster than the right, and I was playing and doing some things. I can say vamp, now, do some stuff. But I was afraid of making mistake because I was already, in quote, a big pastor. So I was afraid of making mistakes before people. But the people I trained were able to play, and I told them, you're going to make mistakes before people, don't worry. You overcome that. That state of, perfectionism kept me from playing keyboard perfectly. And now I'm here, and I want to play, keyboard. I still have a keyboard in the house. I'm trying to now run my, scales, parallel motion, contrary motion, and I'm still having some challenges because now, it's not as easy as when I was younger and I was, ready to do much more. Continue to practice. Number 5, never give up on yourself. Even when you are broke or you are broken, be your own motivator. Be your own cheerleader. I remember there was a time that David had gone to war, King David, and he came back. His wives were all gone, his stuff all gone, everybody, all his soldiers, they had been pillaged, and these enemies came, took everything. And now his soldiers were angry. We went out with you for the war, and we're hiding from King Saul, and now they've taken everything. They were crying. And some were saying, we're going to stone David to death. We're going to stone our leader to death. The Bible says he encouraged himself in the Lord. There comes a time in your life that you are your own encourager. You are your biggest fan. No one believes in you. Because now, when what you are seeing, the vision before you, what God is showing you looks like light, it can be darkness, like the children of Israel, like the pillar of cloud. It can become darkness to others who are watching. They won't understand. So be your biggest fan, be your biggest cheerleader, be your biggest motivator. Tell yourself, I know what I'm saying. I believe in me. I believe in me. God believes in me. That's why he kept me here. That's why he has not allowed me to leave this world. If no one else does, he believes in me. Transform yourself. Transform yourself so drastically, that's number 6, so drastically that failure will never happen under your watch. On your watch, I won't let failure happen. Take responsibility for everything under your watch. Demand excellence from yourself and everyone under your supervision. Tell them they can do it. I know you can do it. Don't tell me you can't do it. You can do it. Make your research. Today in the 21st century, almost anything you want to know on earth, any question you demand answers to on earth, had been asked by someone. Check Bing, check the Google search machine, Google, YouTube. Somebody is talking about it. There are actually some websites right now, there are some YouTube channels that can almost educate you better than your university education. Demand excellence from yourself. Tell yourself, I will produce. I must produce something. Excellence is not having a perfect situation, it's giving the best at every given time. Number 7, do something with your God-given gift. Your potential is enough to do anything that God has put in you. In fact, there's a principle, and I think I will talk about that in the future. There is a principle, that's the principle that everything God creates does not need to be schooled to be that. The fish doesn't need to go to swimming school. I'm in swimming classes now. The fish doesn't need that. Do you understand? The bird does not need to go to flying school. It's built into them. The parents will take care of that. The fish is created inside the water, and they're going to swim in that. God is not obligated to bring results from gifts and ability he did not give you. He's obligated, he is not even obligated to bring result out of the potentials he has given to you. He gave them to you, so it's your duty to bring results out of that. If you fail to engage them, God cannot bring result out of it. You have to engage those gifts. If you don't engage those gifts and special abilities and gifts and talents, he cannot bring result out of them. It's only obligated to do that when you engage those abilities. Do you understand me? Number 8, be willing to reinvent yourself. There is a law. You need to the law of use, or some people call it disuse, is that whatever you don't use rust. Any language you don't speak, you forget. I used to read Hausa Bible. I used to preach in Hausa Bible. Right now, I need to quickly remind myself to be able to speak good Hausa. Actually, I still speak well. I would consider, fair. Some people think I speak so well, but I knew what I used to do. I used to read Hausa Bible. I could preach. I've done 4 days crusade speaking in Hausa language, for instance. But here is the law of use. Whatever you don't use will rust. You lose it. Okay? There's always a new you, a better version of you that can unfold. Learn to renew yourself like the eagle. And to renew yourself like the eagle, there's a better version of you. There's a better angel of you. You are not your best right now. You can be better than you are. There's always a better version. Say to yourself, I will get there. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself you are better. Tell yourself you will do it better. Constantly look for ways to improve yourself. Number 9, kill procrastination. Kill excuses and the blame game mentality before they kill you. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge, and you cannot change what you permit or what you excuse. Expunge the word impossible, excuse, and excuses from your vocabulary. Don't make excuse for anything. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Change it. Apologize for it. And I find people, especially these days, that's my truth. All truths are parallel. You don't have any truth different. The truth is, if you miss it, say you miss it. And when you are coming with apology, don't say, but we are all humans. But we all make mistakes. Oh, just shut up. That's not apology. Apology with excuses. Apology with, reasons why you did that, plausible excuses. It doesn't work. If you're apologizing, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I take responsibility, and I'm not asking you to forgive and reconcile with me right now. I'm just asking for your forgiveness. If you don't want to see me, I'll give you some time. And if you permit me, I'll come back again. I'll reach out to you. I'm sorry. I know it's my fault. I can't explain it. I knew why I did it then, but they're not plausible. They're not acceptable anywhere. They're not necessary. I could have done it better. What matters is that you are not happy, and I want to make it right. So expunge your excuses. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. You cannot change what you permit. You cannot change what you excuse. Take away impossibility. Take away excuse. Take away complaints. Number 10, never ask for permission to be great. Just give notice by your actions and everything you do. And everyone will respect your decisions to be great. Do you understand? Don't take permission to be great. Don't. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. Just indicate, serve notice to everyone that said, this guy is up here and I'm going places. Nothing stops me. And people will respect that. They will respect your decision that you want to be great. They may castigate you, they may insult you, they may say, even that which he builds, a fox can go to the wall and break it. Leave them alone. Those who do nothing don't have anyone saying nothing to them. People will not criticize you if you are not doing anything. But the fact that you are being criticized now is a sign that you are doing something. And you are giving your critics opportunity to assess you. You can learn from them and move on. Number 11, tell yourself, I've got one life to live and I'm going to make it count. I've got one life to live. I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off. Don't postpone your happiness. Stop and celebrate your victory now. No matter how little it is, or no matter how little they are, celebrate your victories now. Make your life count. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Now somebody say, well, I have a little testimony. When it is complete. Every testimony is complete. You slept last night and you woke up healthy. You woke up, you are alive. Good testimony. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, I will try to see, there are some things God is doing in my life, but, when it's complete, at every phase, you can always share something good. At every phase, you can always see something to be grateful about. Come on now, don't stop being a murmurer. Look at these guys that were in the wilderness, they were in Egypt for so many years, over 100 and something years. Just leave the figures. I can explain that. Because from the time God told Abraham that they will go into Egypt, he said, your descendant will go, and then 400 years, I will bring them back here. Abraham was still in that place. Isaac was going to come. Jacob was going to come before Joseph will go into Egypt, before Joseph will now lead all of them, and Jacob will bring the children. So all that were part of that promise. And then before they stay, so they didn't actually spend more than 100 and something years. I can verify that, Well, until they came in. But let me tell you this. God did everything, did 10 plagues, he brought them into the wilderness, and now it was time for them. And what was their complaint about? Well, like grasshoppers. When you see the army of Pharaoh, the most established empire of the time, drowned. When you saw how God fought against the Egyptians for you, you are like grasshoppers. You didn't have food to eat, you complain. You didn't have meat. Adults, grandfathers like me, grandparents, standing at the door of their tent crying and weeping and say, we didn't have meat. We prefer to go back to Egypt. Many years ago, about 8 years or 9 years ago, one of our daughters, she came from school, and I brought her some, we were trying to make some salad and all that. And I gave her cucumber, and I said, taste this. I said, that's cucumber. She said, Jesus. I gave her another thing, I said, that's garlic. He said, Jesus. I said, why? He said, is this the things the children of Israel were crying for in the wilderness? I said, you got it. He said, are you sure this is garlic? Are you sure this is cucumber? Are you sure this is all they cry for? Complainants will cry about. They'll complain about anything. Tell yourself, I've got one life to live. I'm going to ride that life until the wheels fall off. Don't postpone your happiness. Stop and celebrate your little victories. Be happy. God has a purpose for you. God has been good to you. He's been kind to you. Look at your life. See where you are. Are you not better than what you used to be? Look at the kind of friends you are surrounded by. See the great people around you. See all that God has done through your life. You are not what you used to be, but you are not what you want to be, but you are not where you used to be. And you won't be this way in the coming days. Just celebrate. So we'll come to the end of this session. Please join us next week, the exact time, 8 p.m. West African time, and on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. moment of transformation, the moment of transformation. I'm here live on Facebook and YouTube. And if you miss it, just save them. You can come back to this channel to watch them. Please share it and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can notify you when we drop any new video. God bless you.
Remember, your journey of self-discovery is a continuous one. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your successes, and never stop believing in your ability to grow. Thank you for listening to The Life Coach. Until next week, Friday, by 8 p.m., live a life filled with purpose and joy. Remember, your journey of self-discovery is a continuous one. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your successes, and never stop believing in your ability to grow. Thank you for listening to The Life Coach. Until next week, Friday, by 8 p.m., live a life filled with purpose and joy.